Yo, welcome back. Last time, we started the class trial and I had a really nice, really logical theory all laid out that made perfect sense. But then I got owned because the Monokuma Foss is at 8:40 p.m., not 8:40 a.m. But it is what it is. I mean, Uehara was extremely suspicious. The only reason, literally, like I think I mentioned this, the only reason that I thought he couldn't be the killer was because he had no way to have killed Yamaguchi at 8:40 a.m. But if we take that out, then obviously he's obviously suspicious. And I think I pointed out the inconsistency with his story about being knocked out and the phone and Tara's testimony. I think I pointed that out like during the investigation, so it's not that big of a surprise. But yeah, I got kind of owned, I guess. Anyway, let's continue. I'm scared that Uehara is gonna go crazy mode. He's gonna become the Joker. Kinji Uehara, was it you? Wait a minute, Uehara? This guy? Can you elaborate? Why is it me? Why it is me? I'm not entirely convinced yet. But according to Kinjo, the killer said contradictory things. That alibi. If you're the one who said contradiction with your word without an alibi, there's only you, Uehara. Contradictory words? When did Uehara say those? Do you guys remember what Uehara said moments ago? He said after Uehara was attacked by the criminal in the middle of the night, the cell phone that he had before then disappeared. However, this statement doesn't make sense, because it was already locked in the room. Does it make sense? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not convinced about this, it's just speculation, but I couldn't think of anything else other than this as contradictory words. I'll explain so everyone can understand. First, it was 8:40 p.m. yesterday that the culprit killed Yamaguchi, right? If that's the case, then the culprit would have started destroying evidence such as hiding the spills or wiping the blood. And at this point, Inori must have been in the hands of the culprit as well. Do you guys remember? Inori's white coat was used for wiping the blood of Yamaguchi. Looking at this, it would be no exaggeration to say that Inori and Yamaguchi were both aimed at the same time. And everyone knows how Inori died? Inori died from a remote murder using a mobile phone's alarm. She was killed in a thoroughly planned crime. Just by seeing that they had already removed the white coat and used it to wipe Yamaguchi's blood, it was a bold move that was possible because everything was planned and prepared. To summarize this, they killed Yamaguchi first, with full preparations, brought Inori into the trick, just as planned. It must be said that everything was going according to their plan. All the preparations were completed since the beginning of the time when they were attacked. Otherwise, they would have gambled on remaining risk. Indeed, after all those preparations. But then what? What's weird about that? Don't you realize? Hirara said that the cell phone was stolen in the middle of the night. Could the perpetrator, who acted so thoroughly and deliberately, carry out such bold action with a mobile phone not in hand? Wait a minute. Okay, you should just use Tara's testimony as evidence instead of this, but sure. As Maeda said, at the time of killing Inori that way and attacking from... At the time Inori was killed in that way and attacked yesterday at night, it must be said that they already devised a trick using the mobile phone. If they didn't have a cell phone in hand, you would think and act first and then attack Uehara without knowing whether or not it will succeed and take their cell phone. However, the cell phone was in Uehara's possession since he found it, so how did the killer steal the phone from Uehara? It was either a pre-raid? It was either done beforehand, or it was never done in the first place. The answer to this question is very simple. If you were Uehara, you would have been able to execute the plan without any difficulty. Uehara did something like this. You are the culprit who killed Inori and Yamaguchi? Huh. Okay, here we go. What? Hey, what now? What's so funny? No, I apologize, but isn't that a little funny? I am a murderer who believes in God and tells the teaching of the Father. That is outrageous. This world is imperfect. So, Uehara-kun isn't the killer, right? Of course, I'm not the culprit. If I say that, would you believe me? Huh? According to your reasoning so far, I'm the only one who meets the condition of being the culprit. But I can't believe you guys would say I'm the culprit in such a situation. Well, I'm 99.99% certain that you're the culprit. Yeah, I feel the same way. Then can I prove myself with the remaining 0.01%? What? I said according to your reasoning, which means if your reasoning is wrong, I will not become the culprit either. Are you saying you have room to argue it? Of course, from now on let me prove my innocence by showing that your reasoning is wrong. Are you prepared? The reason you point to me as the culprit is because I don't have an alibi at the time of the crime and at nighttime, and the contradictory words about the cell phone, correct? There's nothing I can say about an alibi, but it's nothing but an assertion that you say that I'm the culprit of just that. So let me show you why it's not strange at all if I had my phone stolen that night. I'm gonna use Tara's testimony here. Oh no, I'm not. Lady Locker and Mikaru's testimony. Noise body. Not sure what it's gonna want. The reasoning is well put. But is that really the right answer? Then don't you know the premise is wrong? For example, would Yamaguchi really be dead at 8:40 in the evening? I'll probably bloody locker on that. That's all over already. Yamaguchi is irrelevant because the reason why Uehara is suspected is because by evening, Inori was already captured. It doesn't make sense that the cell phone was removed after nighttime. But the killer who worked so much act rashly without preparation? I'm talking about before that. Whether Yamaguchi or Inori were caught at 8:40 in the evening means in the next morning, something. If I left the body there until then, wouldn't it have been possible to find it? Oh, still more text. Is it gonna stay stuck there for the rest of the trial? Okay. You left the corpse alone? Do you really believe that? Do you have any evidence to deny this? Of course, remember the locker where Mikaru was kept inside? Inside the locker was covered in blood. Mikaru did not bleed, so what's the reason for this? And as Mikaru said earlier, she said the method they used was chloroform, so they didn't bleed from any injury. If that's the case, someone else was in there inside, dropped in blood. That's right, Yamaguchi's corpse must have been inside the locker when he died recently. Yamaguchi's corpse must have been inside the locker when he died recently, and then the killer stunned Mikaru and Kinjo, the only eyes who wandered around nighttime. That's it, then after attacking Mikaru, they moved Yamaguchi's body to the library and put Mikaru in his place, right? Yeah. To be precise, they struck Mikaru ahead of me and stunned her, then moved the corpse to the library, which made me off guard. This is the order in which they were attacked, capturing Inori, killing Yamaguchi, stuns Mikaru, and last step was aimed at me. So what do you think now, Uehara? The reasoning we made in front of us has fundamentally no issues. No matter what excuse you try to argue it, it will be the same. It's really hard to believe it, but if you're the real culprit, don't drag this long and confess. Doubting any more like this is something that I don't want to do anymore. As Maida says, it's unbelievable that this guy's the culprit. A quiet, devout believer of God, becoming a murderer that killed 2 people. Yet believers of God are known to not murder people historically. There's no evidence, no excuse for reasoning about his usual actions or being a Christian. We just have to focus on picking out one person who can only be seen as a culprit. So then, what are you going to do now, murderer? Uehara. Yes, I apologize, I was wrong. Are you admitting it? No, I doubted your reasoning. But the time when Yamaguchi died and the time difference trick seems to be all correct. So according to that reasoning, Uehara is the only one who remains as the culprit? Definitely not. Everyone has alibis except for Mikaru and Kinjo. But because I'm the one who kept the cell phone, I'm being mistaken for the culprit. Use Tara's alibi, use Tara's testimony as evidence. What do you mean by mistaken? You're the culprit, there's nothing to doubt and you have nothing else to say. Are you still unaware of all the conditions that can be committed when all of them are pointing at you? What? I am aware that I'm the only one who meets the criminal's conditions. Among the living people, that is. What? This guy, how long are you going to force this? What is being forced here is that I'm the culprit, but I am not. But because you guys are so driven by this, it's no wonder you're trying so desperately. You're so desperately trying to get me to accept these charges, aren't you? If that's the case, I'll have to point myself, being innocent as the Black King, and everyone will die together. To be stubborn like that, so you're not the culprit? Is that it? You fool! He's trying to trick us like that. We can't be sure of that. I'm not convinced that Uehara is the culprit at all. That Uehara is the culprit at all. You guys are stupid. What? What did you say? All the evidence points to Uehara as the culprit, and all the tricks are undeniable. Why is Uehara still fighting? Is there something to make any conclusive objection? No, there still remains one path to make you consider me not being the culprit. I hope after you hear this, it will change your mind. Boom, boom, boom. Inori's body. Kinjo attack. Tara's testimony, right? Yeah. Among the living people, what do you mean? Think carefully. There must have been someone who could commit the crime besides me. For example, Kanata Inori. I mean, you're very stupid. Inori's dead though. Why did the culprit kill 2 people in the first place? Doesn't it feel odd? You're saying she killed Yamaguchi and killed herself? This is my idea. Inori kills Yamaguchi and then she kills herself. Stupid. Do you really think that makes sense? Oh, it doesn't make sense? Inori is also capable of committing series of crime. You would know that the best. Yeah, she tied herself up. Somehow. She pulled a Nagito. Obviously there's no alibi, but in order to tape yourself and die by dropping a cell phone. Suicide doesn't seem possible. Then Inori's not the culprit? In other words, it's like this. According to my reasoning, Inori killed Yamaguchi at 8:40. After hiding Yamaguchi in the locker, she went to... Yeah, no. Oh, that's not it? Really? I thought for sure that was it. Okay, I can't read this. Is there a statement after that then? No, I killed Yamaguchi at 8:40. After hiding Yamaguchi in the locker, she went through the hallway at nighttime. I was ambushed and attacked after the other victim. For last act, she went to the science lab. This one. Yeah, okay. Just needed to wait for the next one. Kastara went and checked, and it was already locked. Uehara, that's wrong. Your rebuttal is full of contradictions. Is it, Maida? Why is that? All of you were in the dormitory at nighttime, and attacking Kinjo, Mikaru, and me would not have been impossible for Inori at all. As you say, Inori killed Yamaguchi, attacked Mikaru, Kinjo, and Uehara, finished all the work, including the blood transfusion packs, and finally went to the science lab to prepare to commit suicide, right? Yes, and no one saw it, which means you can't deny Inori's crime. There are no means, am I correct? No, they saw it. The reason why Inori can't be the culprit is because someone saw it. What? Yeah, Tara's lucky that Uehara didn't smack her over the head either. Tara, you must have been around at that time, right? But the science room was just before nighttime yesterday. You said the door didn't open. Oh yes, the door didn't open. It's weird, right? According to Uehara's words, Inori at that time, after moving Yamaguchi's corpse and attacking Kinjo and the other steps, would need to be prepared, but why didn't the science lab door open? That's right, the answer will come out eventually, because Inori was already tied up in the science lab at that time. Ah, but of course it would be impossible to open the door from outside if you wanted to walk through the entrance. If Inori was committing a crime from outside at the time, but the science lab was already locked, it would be a huge contradiction. Wait a minute. What do you think, Uehara? Can you still say that Inori can commit crimes? Wait and listen. Just because the science lab was locked, doesn't it mean it was locked with the latch? When Tara tried to enter, the door could have been locked with the lock function attached to the door itself. Oh my, but then what about this? As a result of my investigation, I found out that the door to the science lab did not have a lock function. There was no space to apply a key lock in the first place. It's all over, Kinji Uehara. No further rebuttal is possible. Not confess in good faith. Gah. Uehara, please stop and admit it already. Evil laugh. Heh. Gah! What the fuck is this face? Okay. Uehara? Why you? I thought I was lucky that I defeated Tsurugi, Kinjo, and Mikara Ray, but why can trash without talent like you can drive me to this point? Uehara, you know, your character collapsed. Uehara, calm down a little. Shut up, you bitch! Here's this trash. This bitch broke down my plan simply because you tried to open the damn door to the science lab. Eek! It's all over. I just heard you loud and clear. Doesn't matter if it's a confession, right? So you came down in the end from mental breakdown. It's pathetic. Shut up, shut up, shut up! I'm still here. Wait and see that you... Yes, that's it. I still need proof. There's no evidence. If I'm the culprit, show me the evidence. Come on now, you're the only one who doesn't have an alibi, right? I mean, we can just say like, no, let's just vote. Like, you're obviously... Shut up, you X-worth bastard. Do you want to get stuck in the ground from head to toe, huh? Why did you suddenly turn into such a vile criminal? Not like a criminal. He is a criminal. So you won't admit it even though you're the only one who could have done this? Just ignore him and vote, will you? If you look at what Uehara just said, what's the point of incapacitating... Okay, hang on, Google to the rescue. Incapacitated... I can't say them. Incapacitating Kinjo and Mikara. And this is almost like a confession, right? I'll kill you! I'm gonna kill the bastard who's going to vote right now, treating me as a criminal without evidence at all, and you're thinking this is all done. Maybe he is innocent. He's making some good points right now. What do we do? Just vote. We just vote for him. He's obviously the killer. Uehara, if I show you the evidence, are you going to finally admit it? Oh, I'll admit it if there's evidence like that. Not speculative remarks or alibi blanks. Real physical evidence, you bastard! There might be. What? Maida, you know this, but it's only going to be slower if you let them catch the O's with poor evidence. Unfortunately, I can't help you here because I have nothing more to come up with. Will you be okay? Yes, it's okay. Yes, it's okay, Uehara, who is not sane, is just going to forcefully scream against the opponent. I'll make sure to present the proof correctly, and then you'll finally admit it. Don't joke around, Yuki Maeda. You're just a lucky, incompetent human being. Come on, man, we were friends. We were friends. Uehara, from now on, I'll show you conclusive evidence that you're the culprit of this case. It may be a little sloppy, but if my predictions are correct, you'll have no other choice but to admit it. Yeah, is this fun for you? Do it then, do whatever you want. If it's evidence or unreasonableness, I'll make you a criminal and execute you myself for making fun of an innocent person. Uehara is certainly not sane right now. You think so? And about this evidence, I can't say for sure, but I do believe, not only in me, but I believe in my friends too. Okay, hopefully I do better in this than last time. It's a Lex exercise, this devil. Oh, Kurokawa can exercise him. Okay, I'm locked in. Okay, that was so fast. God damn it. Come on, shoot, man. Reload. I'm just ignoring that one. Oh no, that hurt. Okay, I gotta get this right. By statement of speculation, there's no real necessary. I'm the culprit. Mikaru's last trump card. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Wow! And those minigames are pretty hard, huh? Uehara, unfortunately for you, there's already clear evidence of your crime. You can only be said to be the culprit. With this conclusive physical evidence. What? There's nothing like that. What is that, Maeda-kun? That's... Unfortunately, I don't know. Huh? Stop joking around. However, Mikaru knows it. Mikaru? Hold on, where does this confirmation come from? You aren't trying to rely on my reasoning, are you? Mikaru told you, didn't... Mikaru told me, didn't you? No matter what happened, she has an insurance to cover her life. When the aspect of the trial remains unsolved, and there's a coroner with no answer, he will show us the last piece of evidence. Insurance? Maybe there's something only that woman knows. It's a little frustrating, but I know this isn't the time. I'll stay out of this. Wait a minute, I did in fact say that to the incompetent, but it's not like that. The killer's already cornered and running crazy, right? Why do you think I'm going to let you know? This woman doesn't even want to cooperate in this situation. Look at us, Mikaru. We're believing in you. So are you finished then? It's over. After all, Maida's been just bluffing and throwing unfounded accusations. Your proof is a Mikaru that doesn't even want to cooperate. This is just great. She knows nothing. There's no physical evidence that I'm the culprit. Me? Not know anything? Uh-oh. Mikaru, are you angry? The nasty pig killer. Where do you want your funeral? Can you tell me? Are you going to try provocation at this stage? Fine, I'll write your wall then. It doesn't matter if I vote for Kinji Uehara and in the trial as it is. But if I do, it feels like I'm just being... beaten here. Oh, whatever are you talking about? Maybe you all remember it? When I was investigating after the incident, I asked all of you to show me your right hand. Yeah, you... Huh? To everyone? You did, but I didn't know the meaning of it. You did that strange act to all of us? Wait, I didn't know about this. You didn't do that to me, right? You woke up late. I didn't have a chance to do that. Well, there are some mysteries that were solved before that. After asking for my right hand to show, she held me tight as if wrapping my right hand. Was there something about that? I was surprised. I wasn't really sure what it was. I didn't think she was that kind of person, but what's up with that? The reason I did that was to check the back of your right hand. The reason I wrapped it with my hand was because I needed darkness. Darkness? If you're wondering what I'm talking about, why don't you all give it a try? Look at the dark side by covering the back of your right hand. Hang on, I'm doing it. I don't see anything. I see nothing. It's all clear here. Even if you ask me to wrap it up, it's just the back of my hand. What do you expect to see? Well, I definitely told you to try it, everyone. Why are you staying still, Kinji Uehara? Uehara? Oh, hey, still you. Let me go, go away. Is he running? Hey, what the hell is this on the back of your hand? I don't know anything. Oh please, you must know. What you got there is luminous paint. What? Luminous paint? I was marked by you? Don't joke around. You and I have never met at the time of the crime. There wouldn't have been the time to be marked like this. Why did Mikaru have a luminous paint on her? Oh my, why are you saying that? You definitely met with me, right? When you put me to sleep with chloroform. Huh. I don't know what you're talking about. So it seems you think I'm the culprit, is that it? And even if that were the case, isn't it obvious that the killer attacked you? But here you're just claiming that you've used luminous paint on my hand just because that's your own opinion. I'm sorry, Mikaru, but this isn't possible without knowing in advance that you'll be attacked. This is why you guys are so pathetic. Do you think I wasn't prepared for anything and going as usual every night? Prepared? You, no way. The one who put this luminous paint, it was you? That's right, do you think I'm stupid enough and I'll trust you guys when I don't know the outcome? Before Maki Kyoka died, I was always prepared for anything. Well, besides the glowing paint, I've prepared other tricks. I am a woman and I have no idea who and when someone will come at me. You just have like glowing paint in your pocket, so if someone attacks you, you can mark them with it. Okay, but like that only works if you live after the encounter, and you can identify it after. Because like if you die, it doesn't help us at all because you never told anyone you would do that. So I tried to use glowing paint only in the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario? Are you saying even if you die due to the glowing paint, we can find out who did it? Is that what you mean? By the way, Makari's selection of word, it just feels a little erotic. What? Fortunately, I only fainted this time, but my life was in danger. Should I say that I was lucky? I was trying to use the luminous paint for the purpose of something else. Like a dying message. Oh, okay, I see, that makes more sense. But I can live like this and drive off the killer's smug face with one sentence. But even so, at some point I could have... You're an idiot, aren't you? If you're curious, you'd better think about which hand you put chloroform in my mouth. Ugh. In other words, Makari said the killer put his hand on your mouth, meaning you applied the glowing paint before fainting? Just before you lost consciousness? Makari, what a scary person. What do you think? Are you still going to hit the ball, killer? Hit the ball. Not yet. All she said is just lies because I just rubbed this glowing paint by myself yesterday. I love glowing paint. It has nothing to do with this now. This woman is the culprit. You just said something you don't know about with your own mouth just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. Don't joke around. I'm not the culprit. I'm not the culprit, okay? Uehara, stop it now. It's already over. Don't make me laugh! There's no one on your side already, Uehara. Speaking any more than this, it's nothing more than a futile effort. If you're still not willing to admit it, I'll organize the case from the beginning and let you admit. You will have no choice but to admit it. I'm good. Alright. Let's recap the case. Okay. So Uehara finds Inori, strangles her until she passes out, I guess. Wait, are we really saying... Okay, so I guess we're really saying that she screamed through the gag. Even though that... Don't know how that makes any sense, but sure. If anything, it could have been like muffled, like... but like... It was clearly a scream, the audio we heard, or whatever. I'll just headcanon that was the phone... what's it called? The phone alarm was the sound of the scream. Okay, so Uehara strangles Inori, he passes out. Then he fucking stabs Yamaguchi in the back of the neck in the art room and he fucking dies. Yeah, and then he put his body into the locker for a bit. Then he used Inori's jacket and a piece of cloth to... He had used a piece of cloth to cover the murder weapon already. So he removed that and put it in the trash. And then used Inori's jacket as a towel to wipe up all of the blood in the art room. Then he sets up the trick with the cell phone in the lab room. And ties up Inori while she's fainted. Turns on the tap water and yeah, puts the phone right next to the edge so they'll fall off when it vibrates. Okay, the killer has like crazy eyes. He sees Makari walking around and he attacks her for some reason. I don't know why. I guess she was close to the murder, so he was scared he was gonna find something. I don't know why he didn't just kill her, because Monokuma hadn't made the rule at that point. Then Kinjo finds the body, and the killer attacks him and doesn't kill him either. Then he gets blood from the infirmary and uses it in the library to put a bunch around around Yamaguchi's corpse to make it look like he was killed there. And then he puts some on his head to make it look like he was attacked also. Then we're in the diner, we're wondering where everyone is. The killer just stands here and jacks off until we find them. Yeah, and then Taira finds Kinjo and Yamaguchi in the library. We find Makaru in the art room. And we go to the science lab. And at the same moment, Inoi fucking dies. And that's it. First, the start of the case begins when the criminal attacks Yamaguchi and Inoi. I don't know why the two were targeted by the culprit. But the killer must have taken Yamaguchi by some means first. Then they took him to the art room and sliced Yamaguchi's neck. The time this took place was at 8:40, which is also listed in the Monokuma file. However, this was not at 8:40 AM, it was last night at 8:40 PM. In other words, the killer committed a bold crime while we were still roaming around the place. Afterwards, the killer put the corpse in the locker on the art room in the art room to hide Yamaguchi's body. The culprit who succeeded in killing Yamaguchi immediately focused his effort on dealing with the crime scene. They opened up the tarp that prevents blood from splattering, cleaned up the murder weapon used as the intake, and wiped the blood with Inoi's white coat that had been removed beforehand. However, while using the tarp, a small hole was left due to the killer's mistake, and the white coat was not properly erased. Thanks to this, it cleared a lot of circumstance surrounding the method of disposal. Anyway, as the art room where Yamaguchi was killed became clean, this time they devised a trick to kill a second victim, Inori. I don't know why they did any of what they did. Except, like, obviously they wanted to get out, but why did they kill two people? Why did they not kill Kinjo and Mikaru? I have no idea. That's right, it involves the phone and stun gun. It was a method of electrocuting by drowning in water. By drowning the stun gun in the water at a predetermined time, using a vibration function. To do this, the killer went to the science lab and first fixed Inori's whole body with tape to keep her from moving. And when the water from the sink in the science lab was turned to the maximum capacity, after a few hours in that state, the science lab was overflowing with water like a bathhouse. Good thing that the killer can perfectly calculate how long it would take to fill like enough water in the room so that it doesn't drown Inori, but enough that it covers her body with water. Good thing he exactly calculated that it would take like 12 hours to do that. Very, very good intuition by the killer. There's one more thing. The killer connected the phone to the stun gun and placed it at an angle, as if it were to fall from the desk. And they set the phone alarm to 8:30 AM. When this happens, the alarm turns on the next morning, and the phone makes a vibration movement in minutes. And then the phone starts to fall off along with the stun gun because of the vibration. When everything was set in stone, the killer locked the door with a latch, so no one could interfere with the tricks arranged in the lab. After everything was done, the killer probably thought most of them, including me, won't come out of their private rooms because it was nighttime hours, but the problem was that Kinjo and Mikaru went around openly at nighttime, and Taira also, but I guess you just didn't see her. As long as they thought that the time when the crime was done in the morning, and the trick that everything was set in advance is discovered in the middle of the night, everything would be over for them. So the killer thought to keep Kinjo and Mikaru from moving until the morning after. Yeah, I guess that's why he didn't kill them. Still, I don't know if that's the best course of action, but... First, the killer attacked Mikaru with chloroform and brought her into the art room. They took out Yamaguchi's body that had been in the locker room until then and put Mikaru inside instead. And then Yamaguchi's body was used as bait to lure Kinjo. The killer put Yamaguchi's corpse in the library, made some extra work to make Kinjo discover the body, and then attacked Kinjo from behind in a vigilant gap. Huh? When Kinjo and Mikaru were successfully disabled and no one could interfere, the killer took a breather and started one last final act. Once the morning was near, the killer went to the infirmary and packed a large amount of blood transfusion packs and spread them around Yamaguchi's body to make it look like he just died and the bleeding was fresh. And then they sprinkled a certain amount of blood on themselves as to make it look like they were ambushed by the killer. In the morning after last night of so many things at once, we noticed that a few people were missing, so we moved to search for them in each room at the school. Then we met with the killer, who was lying down near the stairs after we divided into 2 groups. We decided to search the 2nd and 3rd floors. And the search in the 2nd floor found the fallen Kinjo. The search on the 3rd floor found a trapped Mikaru. Afterwards, when a member on the 3rd floor checks for an abnormality in the science lab and tries to open the door, the mobile phone and the stun gun hit the water at the killer's preset time, falling. Into the water, killing Inori on the spot. How was she screaming? Did she just happen to wake up like a couple minutes before that? Soon after, we managed to open the door to the science lab. At a timing that couldn't be more ideal for the killer, Inori's body and Yamaguchi's body were found almost simultaneously. The one who has done a formidable job, who killed 2 people overnight plus injured 2 other people, the identity of this heinous and cruel criminal. It's none other than you, Kinji Uehara. Ooh. There's no place to run anymore, Uehara. Evil laugh. Uehara. Excellent. As Maida said, no matter how badly it seems, this is it. It seems this was my limit. What? All of a sudden he came back to normal. Was that it? He must have been acting like a Tano. No, I don't think so. That means, did you just admit it? That you're the culprit? Yes, I am. I am the culprit. Evil laugh. Oh, okay, just then. Okay, thoughts on the trial. Okay, I got owned by the 8:40 a.m., 8:40 p.m. trick. As I said, I did it was something I thought of. I did mention it, but I thought it was so stupid that it wasn't worth thinking about. And I just removed this from my mind. So I had built an entire theory around something else, but even before that, I thought that Uehara was very suspicious and that he seemed almost too obvious to be the killer. And as soon as I understood that 8:40, it wasn't 8:40 a.m., it was 8:40 p.m. As soon as I understood that, Uehara was obviously the killer, and yeah, it was just him. So yeah, I still, it was okay. The second trial was way better, I think. But this wasn't bad, but it was a bit obvious, I think. And the 8:30, the time trick with the Monokuma file is a bit mean. If you were going to do that, I think Inori's Monokuma file should have had the AM or PM written in it, so that it would make a contrast between the two, and you could look at it and you could see, oh wait, I see one of them it's written, the other it's not. That must be important. Also, I think it's kind of maybe this is a translation thing, I don't know, but I think it's kind of fucked up that they made a big deal of, oh, it wasn't written in the Monokuma file, so it must be important. It wasn't written whether it's AM or PM, so it must be important. But at the same time, again, it was not written in the Monokuma file what Yamaguchi's cause of death was, even though That wasn't something that was hidden. That wasn't anything like that we didn't think it was. But it wasn't written in there. And when I saw that, I really thought that I found a big clue, and that really put me on the wrong track for a while. So I think I got pretty unlucky with this one, but yeah, those are my thoughts on the trial. Good thing I got his kill before he died, because his kill seems really broken. I want his kill like that for the shooting segments, man. Just shoot everything with one bullet. Well, now, I've been watching everything. It seems it's okay to say you made a decision at this point. This time, no matter how much I play the role of the judge, I'm really sad because I seem to have been too much of a dead weight. How to get rid of this anger. It's voting. It's a vote time of anger. Because this happened, you guys will now have to vote with the switch in front of you. The result of this voting, who will become the black king? Will your answer be the correct one or the wrong one? Now, what's it gonna be? By the way, isn't it... Oh, did I skip that by accident? That happened earlier. I'm not pressing anything. Yippee. Yes, as for the result of your vote, your choice was... The correct answer, the identity of the black king who killed 2 people, Miss Inori and Yamaguchi-kun, was Kinji Uehara. Huh? What is it? Did someone thought I was going to say those lines before voting? Uehara-kun. From the second half of the trial, we've been almost certain of it, I guess. Why did you kill them? I'm sorry. You're sorry? There's no excuse. Is that all you have to say after killing someone? Was killing 2 of our group? Do you know that makes you a serial killer? He's gonna say, I'm sorry, I got caught. I would have done it again if I could. Weren't you very agitated and arguing back a little while ago, Uehara? Why did you suddenly become so quiet? I only thought that more talk would delay the inevitable. I had a reason to live and survive this trial, even if I had to do that sin. That's right, if we found out that you did the murder, you're going to die. He already knew that the moment he was caught. No, that's not the reason I did it. That's not it? Your motive? Or is there something else? Motive. He got murdered to get out and escape. Tomorrow was the secret note. Does that mean the original motive of all these events is also the same this time? Was it the motive this time? The thing that you desperately wanted in that video? And that you wished for? You mean you had a wish that you wanted to get by killing 2 people? Wrong. There are a few things that I must correct you on before that. You're right about everything. The plan and killing are correct, but I didn't mean to kill 2 people from the start. Huh? You may look at this as an excuse, but only then that person's death will become colorless, so let me speak. Mada, your reasoning is wrong. The only person I was trying to kill was Kanata Inori. You did it in the end. It was too late and also too clumsy to plan serial killings. Your execution had a sense of improvisation. First, according to the rules of the school, serial killing would be more damaging than profitable for the culprit. So what, were you trying to kill 1 person to make your sin lighter? I mentioned this was not meant to be an excuse, but you're saying that as it is one. However, I have something to say. I'd appreciate it if you listen quietly. Funny you say such a thing. Do you think I'm going to listen to a killer's request? Kenjo, I'm sorry. But could you try to be quiet? The reason I did this murder is not very relevant to your motives, as you may have guessed, but I'll talk about that later. Inori was always in the infirmary, so she was very easy to target. This probably happened during Tower's uproar, so most of you were in the dormitory side. I took that gap and kidnapped Inori from the infirmary, moved to the art room on the 3rd floor, and tried to stab Inori with the plaster weapon. However, that's when he came and threw me away. The one and only Yamaguchi, who I thought was in the dormitory with you guys. Inori, and you... Uehara, what are you doing? Shh. Stop! Giga Chad. Why is Uehara doing this? This is not the time for that. I have to take Inori and run away. Damn it, why is Inori unconscious? Oh no, before that I have to get away from Uehara. I have to go and check where everyone is. Was he really that slow to get out after knocking him over? I didn't want to do this, but you forced me. Can't help it, Yamaguchi. I'm sorry. I didn't hold a grudge nor a hatred to both of you. Forgive me. Keep Inori alive. It has already become irreversible. I'm sorry. Nori. That guy was a wonderful person. How many people can run without having a single thought about their own lives to instead save others? Then Yamaguchi died because you witnessed it and you were forced to kill him? Yes, originally Inori should have been the one to be cut to death with the blaster weapon in the art room. However, because Yamaguchi intervened, I changed the plan in a rush. Now that I hear this, the front and back are starting to fit better. It was especially strange because of Inori Kanata's white coat wiping the blood in the art room. That couldn't be helped, right? When you killed Kakeru Yamaguchi, Kanata Inori, the person he was holding, had his blood splattered on her. Ah, that's true. Come to think of it, when Uehara said that he had a head injury, the wound was real. Oh, that wasn't acting, but being pushed by Yamaguchi. So that's the story. Anyway, you're a serial killer who killed 2 people. That remains the same no matter what you say to anyone. But why did Uehara-kun attempt to murder? I can't even imagine. It's hard to explain. How should I say this? Wait, before that, can I ask something? When Tara's commotion happened, you said you kidnapped Inori. If Tara didn't have a commotion, what would you have done? I mean, you wouldn't have known that. It would have been difficult to schedule the kidnapping. Why are you asking for that so suddenly, Kurokawa? What are you trying to say? In other words, this is what the woman said. How did you know that Tara's uproar would happen? Oh, they knew? Think about it. If you had decided to kill, you would have a plan and execute it in advance. How could they calculate the timing? Okay, wait, the timeline doesn't work. There's a plot hole. Because we're saying that he kidnapped Inori while Tara was trying to kill herself in the dormitory. But Tara said that she went to the lab to get scissors to kill herself. And she must have done that before trying to kill herself. And she said when she did that, the lab door was already locked. Meaning that Inori must have already been taped in there and the trick must have already been set up. This is I'm pretty sure that's just a plot hole, right? Don't think that makes sense. Was she going to the lab to return the scissors maybe? But she's just like, oh, okay, I don't need this anymore. Let me give the scissors back. Is that what she was doing? Did I misunderstand? How could they calculate the timing to kidnap Kanata Inori without knowing that everyone was scattered in the dormitory because of Tara's bustle? Well, I'm not sure what Tara's situation was in the first place. Oh, so after all, I was Kurokawa. You seem to have the power to pick words. By its very own core. It's natural to think like Kurokawa. It would be strange to hear that. The plan looks as if I knew in advance that Tara would go and make a ruckus. The answer to this is simple. It's because I knew in advance. Huh? How? Are you a psychotherapist? You knew Tara's mental state and predicted the future? I don't think he's talking about that. Speak. I'll listen to this. It's not that big of a mystery. Someone just informed me. Tara's going to make a fuss soon. There'll be an empty time frame for you. Not anyone can tell you that. You don't tell me. There's one more thing. I have to apologize for doing this to you guys. In particular you, Maeda. I should apologize more than the others. Eh? Yeah, it was very obvious that the leader from the darkness gave Kinji Uehara intimidation and threats from the shadows and led him that chance to kill a couple times. What are you talking about? What did you say? This is Blimey. Why are you suddenly interrupting? Huh? Did you not hear me correctly? Then can I say it one more time? Yes, it was very obvious that the leader from the darkness gave Kinji Uehara intimidation and threats from the shadows and led him that chance to kill a couple of times. What the fuck are you talking about, Uehara-kun? The traitor? Oh, are we saying he's the traitor and Monokuma was the one that told him? Anyway, that's the end of the story, so we're done chatting. If you guys continue on and on like this, you'll be dragging again while doing reminiscent scenes or whatever. Wait, you're the traitor, but you got blackmailed? What are you talking about? Even if I'm the traitor, I don't know much. I don't know who the mastermind is, and why the mastermind is doing this to us. However, when we first came here, Monokuma approached me and awoke me before you guys. They were holding our church's children hostage. They said they'll give me information and will release them if I do what I'm told to do. What in the heavens? Wait a minute, cathedral children? Calm down, speak slowly. The cat girl where I belong to, or rather, there's a facility that takes care of children who have nowhere to go. That is entirely in the hands of Monokuma, so I was treading under that pretext. Did you really fall for that kind of crap? That was all bluff from that bear. That was not a bluff. He showed me the video and I was shown having a conversation with the children myself. What did they ask? Were you instructed to do? Basically, I had a surveillance camera, so I was filming everything that was happening in every blind spot and sent it to the mastermind. More importantly, if killing were happening between students if the killing between students entered a stalemate, I would commit the murder myself. If I don't comply with this, I said he would murder the children instantly. I didn't have a choice. So, did you commit the murder because there was a deadlock after Ayame Atano? That was the motive? So this time our motive, it was useless to anyone? If you look at it that way, you may not be able to see anything. But Monokuma, in that time he said, is the time. So, Monokuma at that time said, this is the time, you're instructed to move. Was the time when the announcement of the motive came. In a completely soundproof private room, he showed me the children. If you kill this time, your children will be free. If you don't get caught, you can get out from the school. A fully soundproof room. No wonder. This motive was purely to deliver the orders to Kinji Uehara. So did he show porn to the rest of us? Only Kinji had a real video? You are so using the lives of children to threaten Uehara-kun. Was that unfair? I'll make it easy for you. Hoo-hoo, this isn't blackmail. I just gave you a choice. If Uehara-kun didn't want to kill, he could have refused. Don't mess with me. You said moments ago that they were threats. Hey, you know, it's a narrative thing. Don't think too deeply. The last time was so rotten because I couldn't let those children die. You guys, I really have no face to show you. Of course, I understand to some extent that this was forced upon you. Would you still have to get your hands bloody? Was it necessary to kill? Do you think those kids want you to be a bloody murderer? Just like kids don't want me to be a killer, I don't want kids to lose their lives. There's only one way. It's enough with just me to fall to hell. If you don't want kids to lose their lives, then are you saying when you kill someone, you don't know, like Inori and Yamaguchi, they'll lose their lives as well? Inori and Yamaguchi also have friends, family, and you said there's some people you don't want them to die? You don't even know the details and you're worried about the children, right? Strange, Kinjo. My logic shouldn't be any different from yours, but you're getting heated, aren't you? Oh, it is the same logic. The logic of a killer is the same as mine? What are you talking about? Discard prime numbers for the majority. Isn't that what you said? I sacrificed the lives of 15 people and took the precedence over the lives of 100 cathedral children. Of course, it doesn't mean I'm allowed to commit murder. But Kinjo, you put Mikaru, Tomori, and me in danger, the one who went, saying the exact same thing. Wouldn't it be necessary to reconsider your stance at least once? Kinjo. Damn, you got owned. Kinjo got owned. And I know too well that I'm an ugly being. It won't be enough to go to the Lord's side, but it's enough to suffer, go to hell and die. But it's fine. Although I will not be able to meet those kids because I won't be able to live, I was able to save their lives with my sacrifice. Monokuma, you kept your promise? Boo-hoo-hoo, of course, even though Uehara's crime was revealed, and in the verge of being executed, he still murdered as I ordered him to. Since the moment you killed Yamaguchi-kun, the children have already been released into the wilderness, in the post-apocalyptic society, and they'll die of starvation now. Good job, Kinji. The children. They're safe, right? Oh, are you curious? So do you want to see the proof then? Video please. Uh-oh. As the court is darkened, there's a noise on the screen that appears from somewhere. What it showed was winter in the dark street. Less than 4 or 5 years old, mostly looking like elementary school students. It was the bodies of many children. Uh-oh. Some parts have already been corrupted, deformed, and transformed. There were kids whose bones began to appear. A child's body at a broken shape that was unknown to me. Only their small bodies were telling me that they were kids. Well, that sucks. Hey, did you play the wrong video? Those clothes, Kana. That's Haruki. That hat was from Mitsuki. Uehara? No, Nakuma. How did this happen? You promised. Huh? Promised? Didn't I keep it? I definitely promised to release the kids. Have I ever told you I would let them be? Boo-hoo. Uehara, wake up! Scumbag. This is inhuman. How could you do this? Because I'm not human, I'm a bear! And Uehara-kun, don't be sad. It's been a while since you've been dead anyway. Soon you'll meet them. Meet them? Yeah, shouldn't we start soon? Execution time! I'll make you follow your kids, so be patient. Wait a minute, this is too much. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. I'm sorry, but I don't have much time either. I've got a busy schedule here. Now then, let's get started. I've prepared a very special punishment for Kinji Uehara, the ultimate priest. Then let's go with lots of energy. It's punishment time! Damn. He's gonna be crucified? Oh, okay. The Romans. Okay. Damn. He was such a good priest. Adios and amen. Boo. This is unfair. It's really too much. Uehara was killed, like Higa and Itano, horribly executed. But here, Uehara didn't stay sane until the end. He couldn't protect the children because he was tricked by Monokuma. In the end, he killed Inori and Yamaguchi for nothing. With all the devastating facts, Uehara's spirit was broken, executed, thinking and recalling until the last minute. Kabazing, where are you going? This thing called Monokuma. I won't be satisfied until I beat that thing. If you do that, you'll just die alone. Why don't you stay still? Hoo, that's right. If you're angry with me, you can't help it. Because it's you guys who did this. I'm just following the rules. It's not a bad thing. You think you're so smart, Monokuma? Huh? I never intend to sympathize with a killer, but this time it seems a little different. You always say I, as the judge, should not participate in the trial. But in this case, you influence the case itself, let alone the trial. True? According to Kinji Uehara, they were told that Tiara would cause a commotion soon. Using that framework, Kinji Uehara was able to carry out the crime with ease. This is not a motivation level or anything like that. This is enough to call you an accomplice. Huh? Is it? Really? So what are you trying to say? What am I saying? That's what this side wants to say. What the hell do you want to do to us? If the purpose was to kill us, it would have been possible to annihilate all of us already. True? If that's not the case, yeah, I don't know how I feel about Monokuma like forcing this murder. If that's not the case, it's also strange that they tried to kill us by buying a murder, like in the case of Kinji Uehara. There's no sense of purpose in your action. What the hell are you after? What making us do all of this? Hoo, Kinjo-kun, you idiot. Where in the world would the mastermind tell you its purpose, saying, yes, this is it? Well, even if I wanted to tell you, it's not worth telling you guys. What do you mean? No big deal, just that I hate you. Eh, what? Monokuma, hey. Monokuma, who used to speak and act as usual, suddenly stopped moving as if it was a ridiculous act. He stiffened on the spot, as if time had stopped. What happened? It suddenly froze up. That's great, let's just hit it this one time. Please calm down. Guys, let's go. Oh, to the staircase. Where are we going? Why so suddenly, Mikako-chan? There's no time. I'll explain it as we go. So where are we heading? To the warehouse. There are secret stairs in the warehouse. But we can't go down there anyway, right? Do you want to be honeycombed by that gun? What? Mikako died! Okay, Korean. Forgot to translate that. She seems okay though. What happened? The machine gun doesn't react at all. I'm not sure, but I guess that means Monokuma was lying. Why don't we do the chores later and go in already? I don't think that was a lie. The machine gun is running properly. But it's not attacking us, right? Hey, a cold girl, you said you were going to explain as we go. What the hell is all this? I know this for a while before the class trial started, but I only noticed it for a second. I can say for certain, Monokuma had a power outage. Power outage? While Monokuma was shutting down, all of the school's facilities stopped operating. That's why there's no problem with this machine gun here, or like entering the bathroom of the opposite sex and other things. That sounds like paradise? Yeah, please ignore the pervert here and continue explaining. I've been investigating the secret stairs since I discovered it. I checked by throwing a barrel, but the machine gun reacted and responded. Wow, so it's safe because Monokuma stopped by now? But what happens when Monokuma suddenly starts running? We all die together. We get be honeycombed. However, this crisis is an opportunity. We can finally check what's down here. That's fine and all, but how the hell did you know all that? You know the structure. But more than that, you know how Monokuma operates? What now? You've been so good at talking and acting so far. Oh, we've experienced that already. When will this staircase end? How far are we going down? We're here. Oh, whoever was in the jail cell got out. Here it is. Is this a dead end rather than a way out? I thought the exit wouldn't come up so easily. Apart from that, this room seems quite interesting. A prison in such deep underground. Is that it? Wow, you came. Hoo, before anything, well done. Monokuma. How did you move? Well, maybe I just pretended to stop? What the heck? Putting that away, what are you talking about? Didn't I tell you? There was a terrifying creature trapped under the staircase. I just disposed of it a while ago. So if it weren't for me, you guys would have been in a terrible situation at that point. Dispose of it. There's no way. How? Huh? I thought you guys would come here sooner or later, so I transferred it. This is not the only prison here. I don't know what you're talking about, but in the end you're saying there isn't an escape route here? Escape You guys, did you really just come down here hoping for a way out? Sorry, but there's no such thing. You guys are nuts if you think there's a way out. There's no way other than to kill, so how about you give up on that idea? Ha 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 ha. I hate this, I hate it. I don't like to watch killing each other anymore. I want to leave. Let me out of here. No, please, someone save me. That's it, become even more desperate. Hoo 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 hoo. Okay, can we leave now? Will you turn off the machine gun so we can leave the prison? We had no choice but to be helplessly beaten by Monokuma. Among the people we had, 2, and an execution. There's no choice but to be in the palm of Monokuma. And we didn't know yet. But the despair was just getting started. Oh, okay. That was a pretty fucked up ending for Uehara. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Kinjo, about Monokuma literally like making a murder, like forcing a murder to happen, because he never did that in the games, did he? I guess he cheated at the end of DR1 because Junko was cheating. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Interesting chapter. Okay, wait, who's dying in chapter? Who? What's happening in chapter 4? Okay, like you're important. Who are the filler characters left? You're important. You're important. You're important. You're important. You're important-ish. You're important probably. So you, and you are like the filler characters. If we have 2 more, if we only have 2 more murders happened, we'll be left with 4 people alive at the end. That seems like not a lot. One of the important characters is gonna die in chapter 5. Probably you. I think you're very likely to be the mastermind. Because, like, I mean, I said it a bunch during the trial, right? I kept forgetting you existed. Like, why are you here? What are you doing here? You're such a nothing character. And it was the same with Tsumugi in VR3, right? She was just like, she was just there for the whole game, and at the end she was the mastermind. That's how I feel about you, because you have a point. You're like a dumb friend. You're make like horny jokes, and you're also kind of useless, but you're like stupid and you have an accent and you're like do things. You just seem so out of place to me. Anyway, I would like to save. Alright, that's the end of that chapter. Gonna end here for now. Alright, well, thanks for watching. See you next time.